believe this is chapter 9. Missing. Once the meeting adjourned and Mr. Today went back inside to prepare his notes for the peace meeting, Alex set off to find his friends, at first methodical and measured in his motions. But then, when it became apparent that they were not in their rooms, the lounge, the dining hall, or the third floor of the library, he moved hurriedly to no avail. "Why are you running around like that?" asked Simber from his usual post inside the mansion, slightly annoyed by the boy's constant slamming of the front door and whisking about through nearby tubes and flying up and down stairs. Say that again. Annoyed by the boy's constant slamming of the front door and whisking about through the nearby tubes and flying up and down stairs. Sounds like you guys when you're going to try to find something. I'm trying to catch up on my sleep now that the gate is up again. Have you seen Samid, Meg, or Lanny? And Lanny, he said it so quickly that it sounded like one word. Meg and Lanny? Did they go into Quill? Did we lock them out by mistake? He was frantic and sweaty, his hair sticking to his forehead as he ran around. Calm down, Simber said. I'm sure Marcus made arrangements for that. Did you check with the journals? Not yet. So they might not be locked out for days? I'm certain that Marcus has thought of that, since many of our residents come and go now. Likely the ladies at the gate will hear them knock, and someone, perhaps even you, will have to let them in. Did Marcus give you the spell for the gate? Alex hesitated. Well, yes, I guess so. He did it with me standing there anyway. There, Simber said. You see, you must think like the leader, not wait for him to give you instructions. Alex stared at Simber. Simber, suddenly patient, continued. So at this point, what you might be thinking about all on your own would be to go down to the gate and tell the journals to summon you if any of our fine Artemians need to be let in. Alex blinked. Oh, right, of course. He stood a moment longer. Then, with a slight nudge from the cheetah's stone paw, he stumbled outside and ran to the gate to do what a leader might do. When Alex returned to Simber, he started chattering excitedly about how, when he got there, someone was already waiting to come back in, and so he let them in, and it all worked perfectly. But then he noticed Miss Morning walking up, her forehead wrinkled into a worried frown, looking up at Simber, and he stopped talking immediately and started listening. The boat is missing, she said to Simber. Have you seen it, or heard of anyone's plans to use it today? I'd like to load it up for Father's trip. No, I haven't. You're sure it hasn't been swept away? Miss Morning shook her head. Even the biggest storm couldn't overpower the anchor spell. Someone must have borrowed it. What awful timing! Alex's lips parted, and just as the wheels in his head started to turn, Simber looked straight at him. Have your missing friends been found? Or are they playing hooky today? Perhaps. Alex opened his mouth to deny it, but then he closed it again and slapped his hand to his forehead. I bet they did. They said this morning that they were going to go have an adventure, But I had a meeting instead, so I couldn't. He trailed off, thinking, remembering now, just how much he'd wanted to be with them. Simber looked pointedly at Alex and tapped a paw. Well, Alex startled. Well, what? I didn't do it. It was nice not to be the one in trouble for once. Simber sighed. I know that. What are you as leader going to do about it? Oh, Alex said. Sheesh, this whole leadership thing isn't coming very easily, he thought. Okay, he said, stalling. Okay, well, Claire, he blushed furiously. I mean, Miss Morning, will you stay on the island and watch over things while Simber and I go find the boat? Because like he can like fly and stuff, so we should be able to find it pretty easily. Yeah, he felt very proud to have thought of that so quickly. Miss Morning, who had raised an eyebrow at Alex's familiarity, was secretly pleased that Simber was helping Alex in the way her father hadn't thought to do. That sounds like a great plan. If father and I are gone to the peace meeting before you get back, just have some of your students help you load the things up. You can leave it anchored our front overnight. Sound good? Alex nodded. Phew, he said under his breath. Okay, Simber, are you ready? That okay with you? I know you wanted a nap. Nap, schmap, grumbled the giant cat. He leaped from his pedestal, causing the entire mansion to shake when he landed. Nobody takes that boat out 4 months, and now all of a sudden everybody needs it. Alex smiled, knowing that sometimes Simber just needed to get his crankies out, and it was better simply to listen than to try to argue. A few minutes later, on the shore, Alex hoisted himself onto Simber's back. Any idea where they may have gone? Simber asked. Alex had been trying desperately to set his brain to leader mode, thinking ahead to what Simber might be asking, and this time he'd succeeded. Well, they're probably either going around our island to see what things look like on the other side, and they're stuck out to the west. Immediately, Simber took a powerful running leap and flew nearly straight up into the sky and over the center of Quill, leaving Alex dangling by his arms from Simber's neck. Whoa! Whoa! Alex shouted. Sorry, Simber muttered as he straightened out again, but Alex thought he could hear the big cat chuckling. There, we can see all the way around. Do you see them? Alex scanned all the way around. No, he said. Neither do I. All right, to the west then. Alex nodded and shifted on the cat's slippery back. To the west.